Hi everyone, this is Thomas Paul. In this video, I will show how to connect an Oracle Fusion BA Publisher report to a ATP database using Oracle integrations. This is a common enterprise integration pattern where Fusion reports are used as a data source for external systems, analytics, or custom processing. We will use BA Publisher SOAP services in OIC to run the report, extract the data, transform it, and load into the database. I will cover the architecture, prerequisites, and a step by step implementation along with some best practices. Let's get started. So, as a first prerequisite, you need a Fusion connection and you need to develop a BA Publisher report. So, I already developed the BA Publisher report from the standard Fusion tables. So, this is my data model PO vendors DM, where I wrote a select statement to the POZ suppliers table, POZ suppliers table, where I used a parameter like last updated date. So based on this parameter, I will take the delta data. Like I will pass the like January 1 and I will run. So I will get all the suppliers created from Jan 1st, 2026 to as on date. Then I created a report based on this. I created a report based on this POZ suppliers report. So if you run the report, you will get the output will be always you will be format it as a CSV. So in our integration, we are using a CSV format. So this CSV file you need to save to make the mapping data mapping to insert into the ATP database. So this is the Oracle Fusion part. Another things you need to take care is that you need to remember the you need to copy the path of this report. Like if you take properties, not this report, our report is POZ suppliers. Okay, properties. You need to share the report absolute path. So you need to take from the slash custom to RPT, and this path you need to keep and give. So I already kept the path there, and I already also kept the parameters names and all. So so this is the prerequisite. And on the ATP database, I created a table similar to the Fusion table view structure: vendor ID, segment one, party ID, vendor type, lookup code, enabled flags, and all. So so initially I will delete the data from our table to check once integration is done. So I'll delete the table. Okay. So right now we'll move to the Fusion. So we'll create a project. Sample. I will give the name as sample BAP2. Oh, it's already exists. I'll give sample BAP3. So our project is created and we are into the project homepage where we can add integrations and connections. So we will add a SOAP connection to the ERP. So normally we use a SOAP connector to connect to the BA publisher report. So we will okay, SOAP ERP SOAP connection we created. Since we are just invoking the report, we are making as a invoke role as invoke, then create. So this URL I already given in my guide. You can just check Fusion requirements. So This is the existing Fusion URL plus the WSDL URL you will give. Then this the basic authentication. I will give my username and password. So testing is done. So our ERP SOAP connection is done. So we created the ERP SOAP connection for calling the BA publisher. Now we can add our ATP DB, TPDB, TP. So we need to select our wallet. I'm using my wallet to connect. I'll provide my password. The service name we need to just check our service name. Just give me a moment for taking the service name. Yeah. So we need to, when we are giving, I selected the JDBC over SSL, selected the wallet, given the wallet password and all, and you need to provide the service name. So that is a must. Then we saved the ATP connection as well. Now we can start and start creating our integration. So click add and create, and the integration pattern we need to use as schedule. So VAP integration, I'm just giving the name. So I will select my SOAP connection. Before that, I will change my alignment. Call VAP, I will call the endpoint name, and we'll select the run report as the operations. Continue, and will not change any default setting over here right now. All right, and finish. So it will automatically create a mapper, as you all know. Then we need to give the mappings. I forget to add the parameter which we need to pass to the BAP report. So parameter name I'm giving it as P last run date. So parameter we added. Now we will give the mappings for the BA publisher report. So we have to expand the body, run report, we have to expand report request. First, we need to give the absolute path. Absolute path, we need to right click, create target node, and we need to give the path, which we already saved. So this path, how to take, I already explained. So path we have, and size of chunk of data we need to give us -1. Now we need to give the report parameters value. So create target node. So we need to give the report name. When we are giving this one, we need to give it in quotes. Name them. Now you come to the values. In the values, there is an item. In the item, you can just drag the P run rate, P last run date. Yeah, that's it. Now our mapping for the BA report is done. So first set of work is done already. So to add the exception handling in a better way, we can add a scope in the report. That is one of the best practice actually, to add a scope into the report. So I add, we can say this is a try catch mechanism. So we can just cut this and we can add to this. So now we map the report, then we invoke. Now we can write the output of the BAP report to the stage area. So we use the stage file action. So we'll give the name as write file. Select write file. Specify the file name like data.csv. So we'll mention the temp file path. There is no other changes. Continue. So here we have to give our opaque schema. So we have to select the XML schema XST document. Continue. So we have to select the opaque schema. So I selected the opaque schema. There is no other changes. Continue. Continue and finish. So you can see there is one more mapper created. So we have to map the report response to this opaque file. System is a little bit slow. So we have established that mapping. So that run report, we have mapped the run report bytes to the opaque file. Now we have write the file. Now we have to read it. Read it also we are using a stage file. Read and parse the file. So we will use a stage file. So we will give the name as read file. Read file. So we have a reference. So we will take the reference from the write file. ISS file, there is a reference. We can drag this reference to here. Continue. Then we have a sample schema which we already developed from that report. So, so we have to select our sample file. We need to give the square. And we need to give the set name. And now you can see the columns are listed over there in the CSV. You need to give the data type for this. So based on the values you can set. See here there is no timing, so I'm just giving the date. Last updated date, you give us date time. Vendor ID it's a number, so I given as long. Segment is a string. Party ID is a long. This is a string. Enable flag is a string, and last updated by is a string. Creation date is date time. Created by is string, and the last one vendor type is also string. Vendor type is also string. Continue. Finish. So now we are on the final stage. Now we need to write it to the DB. So we need to select our ATP connection. We can mention as insert. So here the operation perform an action on a table, insert and update. Insert and update works only if there are proper primary key on the table. Continue. Schema is admin. Table name, we pick it up from here. Give the table name, search. So then you need to select this table and we need to import it. So once table is imported, there is continue and finish. Yeah, now based on this, another mapping will come. So this mapping set, we need to map. So we have this table here. So from our read file, read response, we need to map the record set. So this record set is the table because it will do a loop. Now then vendor ID, segment 1, party ID, enable flag, last updated by, creation date, created by, vendor lookup code, last updated date. So validation is done. Validation and mapping is done. Now we can add a default handler here. We can log the error, which is a standard practice. We can add a logger. So our final step, add the business identifier. So without a business identifier, the integration won't work at all. So add the business identifier, save. So our integration is ready. So activate it. Uh, if multiple integrations are there, you can use a deploy feature and enable all the integration one together. Since here this is only one integration, I'm just activating it and running it from here. So my integration is activated now. Run. So I will give the parameter over here. So the activity stream is the area where we can see the runtime uh, data set, means values of our running instance. So we call our insert. So here there is no error. Everything went successfully is what telling. We will just check our table. Yeah. So all got inserted into the table. So that's all about the video. Also refer to my document which will give you more clarity. If you like the video, subscribe and like the video and comment